Hello, I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney. I'm answering publicly posted questions on avo.com, getting folks the answers they need from an employment attorney. Here we have our question. When should I get a lawyer in regards to discrimination and retaliation or wrongful termination at work? After an at-work injury, I was written up and fired after coming back to full duty. I filed a charge with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, and my investigator said, based on my statement, there was an ADA, an Americans with Disabilities Act discrimination claim, and a retaliation claim, which led up to my termination. He said he would handle everything, and his hope is they'd settle in mediation. Do I need a lawyer, or is the EEOC investigator enough? First time anything like this has ever happened, so I'm unsure. Okay, so here's the thing. And I want to be clear. There are amazing EEOC investigators. Across the nation, of all the EEOC investigators, you're going to find some amazing individuals. And they're going to comprise roughly 1 to 3% of all EEOC investigators. But they are tremendous, wonderful individuals who will help you and do a great job and work hard every day. The other 97 to 98%, I guess 99%, well, they really define government employee, right? It's kind of like when the post office won't deliver your packages. That makes you sad, but there's not much you can do about it. They can't really be fired, and who are you going to complain to anyways? You're kind of out of luck. Most EEOC investigators do nothing and help no one. Unpopular opinion, I'm sure, right? Because they are, of course, choking down tremendous money from the federal government and not helping people. We'd prefer they were getting paid to help people. So this gentleman you're working with, he could be great. I don't know him from Adam. I don't know, anything about him. Could be the second coming of help. Going to help everybody. Going to do his job. It's going to be amazing. But generally speaking, you're much, much better off with an attorney. First off, the EEOC doesn't really have the power to decide your case. Not really. Generally speaking, they're either going to try to settle your case, or they're just going to issue you a right to sue letter. What does a right to sue letter do? It kicks you out of the EEOC. But Vince, does it kick me out with a result? Nah. Kicks you out, and you can go ahead and file with federal court if you want. Not great. You know why? Federal court's super expensive, and it's a public docket, so your name's going to show up in everywhere as having sued your employer. So you're a lot better off if you can get this taken care of at the agency level. There's a lot less exposure for you, for your name, for your case at agency level. The employer is more able to settle with you and buy your silence at the agency level, right? So there's real value in this stage, but the value doesn't really lie with the investigator. So in a field where you're probably not going to be paying very much upfront for your attorney, whatever attorney you work with is probably going to work mostly on a contingency, right? A contingent basis where they say, hey, we're gonna represent you, and we only get paid if we win or settle your case for money, right? We're going to take a percentage of what we get for you. Well, if you pick your attorney well, theoretically that attorney should add more value than what they're charging you if they win, right? Their percentage should be such that you're still coming out ahead. Because if you just work with this investigator, you're probably not going to maximize your value. One of my main beefs with EEOC investigators is that they don't really care what you get. They're not incentivized, right? If you get $1 or $30 billion, they don't care. It's all the same to them. Do some of them really want to help serve justice? I'm sure, yeah. Are those the 1 to 3% that actually do their jobs? I suspect so, yeah. Yeah, that's probably why they do the jobs. They're really good people who want to do good things. There's a lot who aren't that way, though, right? So if you, maybe they've got X amount of cases, and if they settle half of those, they do half as much work. Well, it's a bit of a counter incentive there in terms of your interest, because they don't care what you get. They just want you to settle. Well, I got you 20 grand. Take it. Take it. Take it, or I'm going to give you a right to sue letter, and you're going to be off in federal court. You probably can't afford that. What? Well, I don't know if this is a good deal. I think I made a lot more than that. Why would I just take 20,000? This doesn't make sense to me. Well, I can't answer your questions. I'm not your lawyer. That's what the investigator's going to say. That's what the investigator's going to say to you, right? So get an attorney now. This is a really long-winded. I spent 5 minutes telling you a bunch of stuff that EEOC investigators are probably going to be grumpy about hearing. But I mean, they just don't tend to do much. It's kind of a defunct agency. They're leaning heavily on state agencies these days and just passing cases off to the federal court system whenever they can, right? Is that entirely their fault? No, they've been defunded over and over and over. Their budget is way lower than it should be. And I just want to be clear. Here in New York, we have some amazing, tremendous EEOC people. Really some of the best in the nation, in my opinion. So I'm not speaking about everyone, and I certainly don't know this person you're working with. I'm just saying your odds of getting somebody good nationwide, not great. Get an attorney. Check reviews. Things to look for in reviews. Make sure clients are not complaining the attorney doesn't call them back. That's always a big issue for me, right? Because employment law is kind of a more full service game. It's not like personal injury. If you have a personal injury case, you might hear from your attorney once or twice a year, right? Until things heat up and you're finally at settlement stages, you might not hear from that often. That's not really how employment cases work. You should be hearing from your attorney every month, really. There's things that's going to happen, right? Like there could be reporters calling. There could be big fights over discovery about what the company wants to turn over to you and doesn't want to turn over, right? There's so much going on. Let the attorneys handle it. Let them add value every step of the way. Get them in as early as possible. Ideally, I would have said, hey, hire the attorney before you file with the EEOC. It's okay that you didn't do that, but I would now say to you, get them on board as soon as you can. I hope this helps. If it does help, consider, liking, subscribing, or even if you want to leave a comment down below. All of those things help me to help more people just like you.